Hi, my name is Steve Laval. I'm the co-CEO of Wonderbots, and welcome to CEO Chats. Today, we are lucky to have Liviu Dragan, the CEO and founder of Druid AI, and we're going to talk about agentic AI. So, Liviu, nice to have you. Thank you for coming today.
Nice to see you again, Steve. I'm very happy to chat with you, and I hope to be a very, very pleasant time talking with you about my passion about Agent AI and about our partnership.
Yeah. No, I know Liviu is one of the most passionate men on agentic and conversational AI, but not all of our viewers here may know Druid AI. So would you kind of give a little bit of a background of your company and what were you competing for? What was the basis of competition when you started? And we want to talk about how that's shifting with AI.
So I started from Europe, from Bucharest, and then I had a very, very good years in Europe. I was a friend of Daniel Dines UiPath, who was also born in Romania, in Bucharest, and we started to be partners, and that was very, very helpful for me. Later, Druid had a very good investment in different companies. Last year, TakeQ, a US company, invested in Druid and other company from Europe. And in such a way, Druid became a US company with a headquarters in New York. So I moved with many people from Bucharest in New York, and I'm very happy now that Druid, which is a platform for agents AI for enterprise company, connect to all internal application and virtual knowledge base. And that's a knowledge, not only base, but knowledge graph. And at that moment, I think we are a very successful company in US, having great partners as Wonderbots.
Oh, thank you. So Liviu, like originally it was all about the large language model, right? And then you had to have a great access to a great model in order for conversational AI to work. But that's shifted lately. Can you talk a bit about kind of what you see in the market?
We initially create our engine for natural NLP, natural language process, NLU, and was very successfully because all our first, let's say maybe 100 clients use NLP and NLU created by us. Later on, 2 years or 3 years before, as you know, generative AI appear, OpenAI, and Druid. I always use Microsoft technology, and even now we jump in Microsoft train in order to be very, very close to their technology. At that moment, we are using and we adopt large language model. With NLP, of course, there were very sophisticated company like Microsoft, like Rasa or like Nuance, very developed, more advanced than us. But now, due to LLM, I can say that we are in the first company of agents AI. And that was extremely important. We have also a very strong architecture, which create a fantastic chance for us to adopt the new technology. We have clients as US Air Force or FDA or many others like JP Morgan Bank, Lloyds Bank, ING, and many others. And that was very, very important for us.
So it used to be you had to have great LLM or was key to success. And you had to make a lot of investments in it. But then, of course, as now they became more widely available from other players, that is not as much of a differentiator as it was in the past. And now you've got your second form of differentiation is your use cases. Can you speak a bit about the library of use cases you have? Maybe give an example. I know we talked about Gus the other day.
Yeah. We develop some very important assets for our platform. For example, the community of Gartner voted a couple of months before as Dorit is the best product agents AI after OpenAI. Regarding the use cases, we have a solution library. Solution library, it's a library with all our use cases, what we capitalize in 3-4 years. And that are very, very important because there are all our use cases, use more than 100, which all the partners or clients, they can use it. And this is extremely important. Another very important, let's say, asset is a dashboard, which shows the accuracy of our agents AI. And this is very important because we set up an accuracy now to be less than 90%. But of course, what we launched last year, and it was very appreciated this year in October in London and in November in New York, is about ConductorBot, an orchestrator which manage all the agents AI. And that was a fantastic plus, very appreciated by Microsoft.
It's pretty remarkable. I mean, the history of kind of being one step ahead of the market, starting with your language model and then moving to the solution library and then moving to the conductor. Because, of course, the agentic is about, well, we're all going to see how it shakes out. But how we think it's going to shake out right now is that you're going to have an AI agent with a deep specialty in a particular function or area. And that sort of like grew up in your solution library, right? Where you've been sort of collecting these functional expertise, contained in these various solutions. As you continue to expand on them with the investments that you're getting and the expansion of the clients. And then the observation that, well, all of a sudden I have a lot of agents. Well, how do I manage a lot of agents? So then you sort of resulted in the introduction of your conductor. Is your conductor? Can you tell a little bit more about the conductor? Is it all about Druid, or can you facilitate other agents blended in and managed through you?
Yeah, Steve, you are perfect, right? With our conductor, but of course we orchestrate our agent AI, but not ours. Copilot is orchestrated by our conductor and many others. Agent AI of Salesforce, Einstein, or of Watson, of IBM, or different. So that means that what is very, very important is that we orchestrate but not only ours, but also of our partners. And this is very important because you have to take into consideration that a user, instead to work with 1 or 2 or 10 agents AI, they are working just with a ConductorBot, and ConductorBot orchestrate all the agents AI. And this is a fantastic plus for a user. Otherwise, we should be a lot of headache working with many applications, working with many agents AI. In such a way, you work with just only ConductorBot, which takes care about their security and about the tasks.
Okay, it's really remarkable. A great flex. So it's like a single place to manage all of your different agentic AI and AI capabilities as an enterprise, right? So beneficial to small and large companies alike.
And and take into consideration that before agent AI, each application was managed by one chatbot, which with a lot of flows, and that means that you had like 3 or 4 chatbots. But now, for each application, there are around 10 agents AI. Should have been impossible for a user to work with so many agents AI. In such situation with a ConductorBot, there is just only one entry point, which is a fantastic advantage. And of course, this I think we have created a new category, which will be followed by many other competitors.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. The conductor allows you also, because you can manage at a more detailed level, have a much richer solution, right? That with more features and more capabilities built into it than, as you say, trying to configure a single chat to do 12 or 15 different things is might be a little challenging. You've always been one step ahead of the market. The conductor, you've just put it out. Where do you see next? Is it a bigger, more elaborate conductor, or what's the next big thing that Druid AI?
For me, at that moment, will be invested in the product. The most important is the product, and because up to this, the product creates an amazing traction. And for this, it's very important to adopt the new technology as soon as possible. To be honest, at that moment, Steve, it's not very complicated to adopt the new technology. It's very important to be done very fast, because this is the most important part. And we are going to focus on internal users and external, but it's very important internal users, because at this moment employees are very, very competent. They understand exactly the extremely important and beneficial which you have due to generative AI and agent AI. And we have to take care about employees and the internal users. And for me, what we would like to do is Druid to become one of the best internal conductor, which makes orchestrate all the agents AI for internal and for external users.
I attended your conference in New York in October, and you had a speaker there from Georgia Southern University who talked about a deployment that you did there. And as he described it, it was for students having academic challenges, and they were trying to come up with a better way to engage those students to succeed at the university. So we want all the students to succeed, of course. So they configured Druid to engage with the student in a natural conversational way and create the plan for them, and then track the plan for that. And it had remarkable improvement. It cut the students the percentage in half, but it didn't end there. I mean, it's a remarkable story. What is your and now it's just widely available as a Ask Gus as their mascot is a question to
yes, Gus. It's very, very popular in universities, and not only George Southern University. At that moment, there are more than 30 universities which are using our agent AI. And the important is that initially it was just for students to keep the students more time in the university, but now is also for external students, for parents, and for everybody trying to find out more about universities. And as you know, a VP of University George Southern was so happy talking about Gus, about this agent AI. And I'm very happy to inform everybody that now George Southern University decided to introduce a Druid in their curriculum.
Wow, so they're actually teaching Druid as a class at the school.
Exactly.
Wow, and there's your future developers and business leaders that know how to use agentic, coming out of Georgia Southern. That's fantastic. I love that. I mean, during the presentation, I texted Gus and asked him how to get to the school. And he and immediately replied, well, you can come by plane, you go to the campus this way, go to this campus from this airport. And it was very engaging. And then I asked it, I said, I'm a freshman interested in AI. What classes should I take? And it came back with a whole bunch of answers on, you should take this class, you should take that class. And it's a very natural, it's as if I was texting anybody and they were replying, on point with the answers. So I tell you, Liviu, this is one of the reasons why, we're so excited to work with Druid, is that You have such deep expertise in the technical and the architecture. And now that business expertise is becoming the differentiating factor. So, you probably know from our discussions that at Wonderbox, we have many, we call them pre-built solutions, you call them solutions, pre-built solutions, especially in the finance and accounting area. And by integrating the Druid conversational or agentic AI into our solutions, we now have an even easier way for finance professionals to have access to deep functional solutions between yours. Yours, they can tell our tools what to do, and then our tools will go and facilitate, and your tools will obviously facilitate some as well. So we're very excited by the partnership there. And
yeah. And it's very important when I arrived at the beginning of the year in New York, a friend of mine from UiPath, very close in management of UiPath, I said, give me some names for to become partners. So the best partner which I can recommend to you is Wonderbots.
oh,
And it was absolutely. And say it's a very good partner. It's a very good partner for UiPath, and it's very well qualified. And I took into consideration that's the reason that we met very early at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I would say at Wonderbots we don't have clients; we have a fan club, and we're delighted to have you with us in our circle of friends as a package that. As a best-in-class, best-for-need package that we bring forward to clients. So I know we're going to see more and more great stuff out of Druid AI, and we're going to do great stuff together. So thank you, Liviu, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for your time, and
likewise.